Hi, hello, welcome. I am in like full glam right now. You can't even see all of it. I had fun dressing up today. Why? I don't know. Probably to make me feel better about the rape scene I'm about to read. Yeah, looking forward to that about as much as I was a month ago, which is to say, not at all. So, if you don't remember, Anna's at work late. She's down in the kitchen or whatever, and her boss, Jack, comes in, and it's pretty obvious that he has bad intentions for her. Okay, so literally right away, the first few lines of the chapter, Jack's eyes flash the darkest blue and he sneers as he casts a leering look down my body. Fear chokes me. What is this? What does he want? Most women know exactly what he wants because most women, when we are alone in a confined space with a man who is giving us creepy vibes, our first thought is rape. I guess I should preface this by saying this is a female American perspective. I obviously can't speak for women around the world, but since this book is set in America and all these characters are American, that just seems A, unrealistic in my experience, and B, another characterization of Anna as unbelievably ditzy, unaware, just the things that she doesn't know and she doesn't realize, like, it just feels unrealistic in just how oblivious she is. Okay, honestly, like, Jack is like on this whole tirade of like, Anna, you've become a distracted worker, you're sloppy, you have all your personal emails are to your boyfriend, but there are none back from him. Are you some company spy? Like, he's on this whole like villain tirade and it just feels really overdone, and I feel like the villain characters in these books are all like that. Like, they all fall into that trap of it feels like a supervillain's final rant, like in the climax of a movie or whatever, except it's in this like realistic book in an office. I mean, I'm fine with this being over the top because it's distracting from how terrifying this scene could be. So that's fine. So like, he's like got Anna backed up against the wall. She's completely cornered, and like, he is this caricature of misogyny right now. He's like, look at you, you're so turned on, I can tell. You've really led me on. Deep down you want it, I know. Which is like what we hear all the time about like victims of sexual assault. They were wearing something so they wanted it. They were whatever, you know, they asked for it. It kind of feels like having him cast as a villain and just so over the top, like rapey, misogynistic, creepy. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to have this like serious rant and my cat. Anyway, so it's like holding up this caricature of misogyny and it's like, here's the bad guy. And I kind of can't help but feel like it's sort of a distraction from Christian's misogyny and all the problematic shit and the abuse that he puts Anna through, because that's in a way more subtle than what Jack is doing right now. But I mean, it seems very obvious to me, but you know, it's very much couched in these societal ideas of romance, and you know, so if that's still the way you think, it's easy to kind of miss Christian's abuse and kind of look at Jack and be like, well, you know, Christian's not like that, so he's not a bad guy. But that's the thing. That's kind of the dangerous, insidious thing about having a character like Jack in this story, is that it's easy to cast Christian as the good guy in comparison to Jack, whereas Christian really in a lot of ways is just as bad, but in a different way. Okay, and then another thing, so Anna's stepdad, I don't remember who the fuck he is, he like taught her self-defense, and so that kicks in, and she manages to get away from Jack, runs out of the office building, and then Christian's there to pick her up. Again, like, I feel like in this situation, she was able to save herself. It feels like it's just like, hey, look, she's a capable female character. She got herself out of this bad situation, which, like, yeah, great for her, good. But at the same time, it kind of distracts from all these other times when she's just been this useless, helpless damsel in distress, and her big, powerful boyfriend has had to come save her. That's been most of the story. And then there's this one situation, like, it's not genuine. It's just this whole, it's this caricature, and it just, I'm not falling for it, is what I'm saying. Once again, it's like, as soon as Anna kind of tells Christian what happened and what Jack tried to do to her, he's like all ready to run, like charge back into the building and go like beat Jack up. And she's like, no, don't go in, please, you know, like, don't. I get being angry about having your girlfriend almost sexually assaulted, like, that is justified. But the fact that he is all set and ready to go back in there and fucking beat that dude up, I don't care what someone tries to do to me. I don't want you to fucking beat him up and hurt him for me. Like, that doesn't make me feel good about myself or my life or anything. It just feels like, once again, it's just a different manifestation of toxic masculinity and just violence. There's just like violence everywhere in this book, in like everyone's interpersonal relationships, and it's just bad. It's toxic. That's not the way life should be. Oh, and now here's the other thing. She like told him that Jack found her emails to him, and now he's fucking pissed at her, and this is gonna turn into another fucking fight, and I just can't believe this. Like, dude, your girlfriend was almost raped. I don't give a shit what else is going on. She was almost the victim of fucking sexual assault. You need to be on her side and her side alone right now. Are you kidding me? Like, when someone goes through a traumatic experience like that, if you care about them at all, you will put aside any other fight you have with them until another day, until you have calmed them down and you have taken care of them. She needs you in her corner right now, exclusively. Also, like, here's the thing, the fact that he is mad at her about anything surrounding this situation, like, it's not, none of it is her fault. Kitty. There is no way that anyone could possibly be at fault for anything that leads to their sexual assault of any kind. Like, that's just not how it works. And once again, the society we live in tries to tell us otherwise all the time. So, like, I mean, really? Whatever the fuck their fight actually ends up being about, the fact that Christian can find anything for her to be at fault for right now feels like him blaming her for what happened, and that's not okay. That's really fucking not okay. Ow, my cat's biting me. Yeah. Yeah. What? Cat's angry too. This is how not to treat someone who was just almost sexually assaulted 101. Christian's still grumpy at her. He's like not talking to her. He's giving her the silent treatment. And so he's leaving her to worry about his emotions. She's like, I don't want to leave him to brood. She's worried about emotionally babysitting him. She was just the one who was almost raped. This is ridiculous. He should be the one asking what she needs, trying to calm her down, figure her emotions out, being a fucking good boyfriend, good human being. but apparently he's just fucking incapable of doing that. I am so sick of this. This is the absolute worst way to react. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Okay, continuing with how not to treat an almost rape victim 101. They're in the elevator and he literally pins her to the wall of the elevator to kiss her, which, like, oh my god. Can you understand why someone who was just cornered and almost assaulted might not want that to fucking happen? Like, that's mirroring her assault so much. They are in an enclosed space, it's an elevator, she can't escape, he's cornering her, touching her without asking permission. You don't fucking do that. You just don't. She might need space to figure out what the fuck just happened to her. And like, I get it. Something really bad almost just happened to someone that you really care about. I understand the urge to like hold them, but figure out if that's what they need. And if they want to like cling to you and kiss you, great, go do that. But if they need space, if they don't want to be touched again for a little while, you need to fucking respect that, and you need to figure that out. You need to talk to them and ask fucking consent. It's just not in anyone's vocabulary in this series, is it? I can't fucking believe this. And then they get back to to his apartment and he just disappears into his office to make more fucking business calls. Every time I think that his treatment of Anna right now could not possibly get any worse, it fucking does. Okay, I know I just said that she might need space, but like, she also might need comfort. You need to communicate with her. Ask her what she needs. If you need to make calls, be like, are you okay to be left alone right now? Because if not, any fucking business calls can wait for a couple hours while you fucking take care of your girlfriend. Anna's just decided to bring up the fact that Jose's gonna come visit. I'm anticipating this doesn't go well. So blah blah blah, conversation about Jose. Christian's like, so what exactly are you asking? Anna says, I'm not asking anything. I'm informing you of my plans for Friday, which, like, oh my god, you guys, who talks like that? Look, I want to see Jose and he wants to stay over. Either he stays here or he can stay at my place, but if he does, I should be there too. Christian's immediate reaction, he made a pass at you. Anna says, Christian, that was weeks ago. We were both drunk, blah, blah, blah. I literally have no memory of that happening. Apparently Jose did try to hit on Anna at one point, which makes sense because he's the equivalent of what's his face, the werewolf character. What the fuck is his name? Jacob in Twilight. So that makes sense that they're gonna have some kind of romantic tension at some point in the series, because we all know how Twilight went. But Christian, of course, is still like, therefore, you're not allowed to spend the night with him, let alone that these two have been friends for I don't know how long, probably a while. And also, Christian, hi, you don't fucking own Anna. It's none of your business if she wants to spend the night in the same goddamn apartment as a friend. I'm so sick of Christian and his jealousy and his possessiveness and his violence and his fucking everything. I can't stand him. I hate him. Why is our society so toxic that this shit is considered romance? I don't get it, you guys. Why? Save me. Help me. And finally, Christian relents and is like, he can stay here, I suppose, so I can keep an eye on him. This is such bullshit. Like, there should not be this much automatic like dislike and toxicity between your boyfriend and the other men in your life. Like, that's not healthy. It's the same thing as like your dad automatically disapproving of your boyfriend. This whole thing boils down to a woman can only belong to one man at a time. She can only have one man in her life at a time. It's just bad. It's just bad. there's like nothing good ever comes of it. Why is this still a thing? It's 2017, people, come on. Okay, so Anna is like bored in the apartment because Christian has to go work or whatever. So she's just kind of wandering around, and she finds her way back into his playroom, which she hasn't been in a while because they're trying to do the vanilla thing. It's described multiple times as womb-like, which is just the weirdest thing for me, especially in a fucking BDSM playroom. That's really, I don't want to be thinking about uteruses, fetuses, babies, pregnancy. None of that is sexy to me. None of that is conducive to, you know, none of that connects in any way to kink for me. You know, as an author, you have a choice of words that you use, descriptors, to set the mood of the settings in your story. So I just don't understand why you would be consistently drawing parallels between a womb and a playroom. Questions. I have many of them. Side note, so she's like wandering around looking at all the everything, and she looks up at his collection of canes, and she's thinking, so many, surely one is enough. With anyone who is like seriously into any kind of lifestyle that comes with some sort of equipment, which is pretty much any lifestyle, skill set, whatever, when you get serious enough about it, no, one is never enough. I mean, this is true of sex toys, makeup, I don't know, guitars, whatever you're into. If you're serious enough into it, you're pretty much gonna end up with a collection. Because the other thing is, when you get into something, it's like, yes, they all kind of do the same thing, but they do it in a different way, you know? So like different canes made of different materials, different sizes, different thicknesses, those are all gonna provide different kinds of sensations. I mean, in the same way as like different guitars are going to sound different, play differently, you know, be better suited to different situations. Oh God, oh, this child, this innocent child. She just found his drawer of like vibrators and sex toys, and she has no idea what they are. None. What have you been doing all your life that you've never encountered sex toys? Like, whatever about owning them, that's your choice, but that you've never seen them, that you have no concept of what a vibrator looks like, so you find this collection of them, and they're just described as an array of instruments and bizarre implements. Like, they're just so foreign to you that you're just baffled like that. And it like, also, it's just this whole like trope of the guy, like, I don't know, corrupting a young innocent woman, taking away her innocence or whatever, that kind of romanticized idea. And again, it kind of just adds to their like power imbalance. The fact that he knows so much about all of these different kinds of sexual things, and she knows nothing. And she like holds it up, and he says, "That's a butt plug that I bought for you." Holy crap, where do I start? You don't just fucking go out and buy a sex toy for your partner without knowing what they like, what they want out of a sex toy. If they've never used a toy before and they don't know what the hell they want out of a sex toy, that's a discussion you need to have. Also, it's a fucking metal plug, which is honestly like the worst for a first toy that you're buying for someone else, unless they are coming to you already a sex toy expert. Because here's the thing, materials like wood, metal, glass, stone, hard, rigid materials are going to provide a more intense sensation, which is great. And some people really like that. But you don't start out buying them a metal toy, particularly if they have never used fucking toys before. Silicone is a much safer alternative because, first of all, it's a more familiar material, and even someone who has never used a sex toy before probably has some kind of idea, some kind of notion that they are sometimes made out of silicone, and so it's not gonna freak them out. You know, I mean, some people fucking run for the hills when they think about putting glass or metal or something in their parts. Like, that's fair enough. Fine. Also, silicone has some squish. It has some give to it. So it's going to be not as intense of a sensation, and a lot of times, especially as you're trying something new, putting things in new orifices that you have not put things in before, you're going to be more sensitive. So really, really intense sensation right off the bat. Maybe gonna be kind of not as pleasant. Basically, don't buy someone a metal butt plug unless you know they want a metal butt plug. Why the fuck? Oh my, literally, he's comparing himself to a recovering alcoholic. He is comparing kink to alcoholism. Oh my god, you guys, what the fuck? What the fuck? No, no, kink is not this like harmful addiction. That's, oh my god, oh my god, what the fuck? Nope, no, see, that's not how this works. He's like, we're going to try this, baby. Doesn't say what it is, just we're gonna try this. If you don't like it or it's too uncomfortable, tell me and we'll stop. That is not how that fucking works. Nope. No, no, that's not. No, you ask. You fucking ask. Are you okay with trying blank? And then you say what the fuck it is. So anyway, another chapter that ends on a sex scene. Yay. Question mark. I don't know, at least it doesn't end on something horrifying. Chapter 16, conquered, done. Yeah, thanks for hanging with me and listening to me curse about how bad 50 Shades of Grey is. Until next time, if you are one of those people that enjoys sex, I hope you go out there and have some damn good sex. Okay, bye.